Very limited in what I can say, the words of the civil servant Sue Gray as she published an update on her investigation into the Downing Street scandal that has become known as Partygate. It wasn't the full report. We may not see that for months, if at all. But the 6 pages of text she did release were enough to prompt an apology from the Prime Minister in Parliament.
There were, according to Sue Gray, failures of leadership and judgment in allowing gatherings that should not have been allowed. She said the excessive consumption of alcohol at some of those gatherings would have been inappropriate in any workplace. Boris Johnson said he was sorry, that he gets it and he'll fix the failings in the system. Sue Gray can't reveal what she really thinks because a police investigation into 12 of the...
It begs another big question, all of this. Whether the Scottish Conservatives, because Douglas Ross, of course, has called on him to go, that is quite awkward. How does he get himself out of that? He said, I think, today that, he's worked with people he doesn't agree with in the past, but never the head of the party.
Yeah, it's quite something to try to backpedal your way out of, isn't it? But
walk out of a room you've walked into that only has one door. Just reverse out quietly
and slowly. Indeed. Well, we're speaking to Adam Morris, aren't we? Former head of media with the Scottish Conservatives. He'll be with us later in the programme to give some thoughts on that, and also our chief news correspondent James Cook as well will be here to give us more of the overall picture and also what might be coming ahead, because of course there's still the big inquiry into COVID itself, which could end up being a barrier for the Prime Minister further down the road if he gets through this particular crisis. Yeah, absolutely. All of that to come. Crucial to that, though, the issue of the Scottish Tories. It is interesting, isn't it? Social media companies have been embroiled in all of that. They're having to get used to the fact that they're publishers as well, and they have to be governed by those rights. That's an argument that's going on. But the whole move fast and break things kind of ethos of Silicon Valley is exactly what Joe Rogan's all about. Yeah. It's not really working all that well. Vast quantities of money involved as well. I had a quick check an hour ago. The Obamas are still silent. It'll be interesting if they give their opinion on this.
But you're right, 20 million listeners a month, $100 million deal. It's eye-watering.
Huge. You are watching The Nine, still to come on the programme.
A charity that tries to protect the public from the harms of gambling has launched its first campaign to raise awareness of the risks of addiction among women.
Yeah, it's estimated up to 1 million women in the UK are at risk of being harmed by gambling, and the number of women seeking help for gambling addiction has also doubled in the last 5 years. Let's take a look at their latest advert. Now, protests against the COVID-19 measures have become a common sight in the past 2 years, but few have hit the scale of what's currently taking place in Canada. In the past week, a convoy of lorries, dubbed the Freedom Convoy, have made their way to the capital, Ottawa. Back to you guys.
So still a bit of wheaking, but not quite as wheaky as it was.
Just one wheak.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much indeed. Now, a resident of a Glasgow care home has been the centre of much attention this week after Edna Clayton missed out on receiving her 100th birthday message from the Queen last year. Her care home manager appealed to her local community to send her birthday cards.
Yeah, but no one could have expected what happened next. After the campaign received some celebrity endorsement, cards arrived by the sackload.
That's amazing.
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Absolutely brilliant. A party bus at 101.
Exactly. Let's all be a bit more Edna, shall we?
Now, the New York Times says it's bought the hit game Wordle for at least $1 million. The puzzle gives players 6 chances to guess a 5-letter word once a day.
Yeah, the newspaper says the online game, which first appeared just 3 months ago, will initially remain free to new and existing players. I do not like the sound.
No, we don't. We're fans, aren't we?
We are big fans.
We're avid users. We're not too sure about this.
I would pay $1 million just to be able to beat my wife. She is currently ahead in the series and it's getting ultra competitive. Right, that's it.
We'll see you tomorrow. It's James Cook and I.
It is. I'll be elsewhere. Good night. Enjoy your evening.
Bye.